Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. With the FC Barcelona versus Paris Saint Germain game set upon us soon in the UEFA Champions League, I thought I would look back at this game as some of the lame excuses from FC Barcelona. Paris Saint Germain, obviously, with 3-2 down, going to the Mandzukic and managed to get a 4-1 victory over FC Barcelona, knocking them out. And instead of Barcelona accepting it, Barcelona moving on from it, no, it's still excuses. Even today, if you go and ask a Barca fan about this game, they will use the excuse of the Araujo red card. And in today's video, I thought we would look into it and see, is it true or is it wrong from what the Barca fans are saying regarding the Araujo red card. The first thing is Barca dominated before the Araujo red card. Araujo got the red card in the 29th minute of the game, and as you can see the momentum of the game. Paris Saint Germain having the majority of it there before the red card, and Barca only having 2 shots compared to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by Paris Saint Germain. I know that 3 of them are outside of the box, but Paris Saint Germain had more of the ball, wanted to create more of the chances, even before the red card. Barcelona obviously scored a goal against momentum. It was an individual mistake from Nuno Mendes, obviously individual brilliance from Yamal, but less of a mistake, more of a mistake from Nuno Mendes. Next up is Araujo didn't deserve a red card. This was obviously the most baffling one. Araujo right here, right behind Barcola, takes Barcola down. Araujo obviously tried to say, I'm not the last defender. He was pointing at Cubarsí right here, and we can clearly see Araujo is clearly the last defender, and Cubarsí would not have managed to reach Barcola as he's far away. Then Araujo can try to see, he's trying to say it was a shoulder to shoulder. Like Araujo was completely cooked in this situation right here. And we can see one hand there on Barcola and then the leg touch. So it's a double touch here from Araujo, taking Bradley Barcola down. You could even say Bradley Barcola maybe went down a little bit easy, but I mean, it's all Araujo's fault. Third up, Araujo's red card was a lucky mistake for Paris Saint Germain. I mean, this is something that has been debunked a billion times. Paris Saint Germain tactically went after Araujo in this game. Why don't you just take a look at this video right here from Luis Enrique explaining his tactics ahead of this game?
¿Cómo ataca el Barça? ¿Cómo nos va a atacar el Barça? Juego largo, no hay ninguna duda. Le presionamos, juego largo. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Dejamos salir a Araujo. Araujo que venga con el balón. Cuando venga con el balón y lo suelte, le presionamos. Que este señor es Araujo, que es un jugador de alto nivel, no hay ninguna duda. Pero es el jugador con más problemas. Todas las veces que el balón le llega a Araujo, ya sea un apoyo, un pase y demás, cuando el balón es en movimiento, and
as you can see, Luis Enrique was clearly targeting Araujo this entire game from Paris Saint Germain. Araujo here making a sloppy pass, giving away position. Once again, sloppy pass, giving away position. It was inevitable for this moment to happen. This was a tactical masterclass by Luis Enrique that led to the Ronald Araujo red card. So it was a purposeful red card, and it was a tactical red card. It wasn't just, oh, Araujo made a mistake. No, this was a tactical thing from Paris Saint Germain throughout the entire game. And now we'll take a look at the goals Paris Saint Germain scored, because that will go into, you will see what I'm talking about. Bradley Barcola right here on the left side puts in, Cubarsí misses the ball. Cancelo bad marking on Dembele at the back post. Once again, Dembele gives it to Achraf Hakimi here. Hakimi to Vitinha. I mean, look at the space. Look at the space. You can't let Vitinha with that space outside of the box because he will punish you as he did. Xavi also got mad, got a red card for dissent. Ousmane Dembele right here takes a heavy touch. Cancelo, 0 IQ, just goes into Dembele, gives him a free penalty. And Kylian Mbappé slots it. And what we can see from these goals, it's because Barca fans, again, the narrative is that Araujo cost Barca the game, which is not. Araujo made the big mistake. He should have let Barcola go through on goal. Barcelona were 2 goals up against Paris Saint Germain going into this leg. But this is my issue. Yes, you got a red card, but I mean, we've seen so many teams survive a red card. That's not enough of a story. The story is FC Barcelona bottled as they've bottled in so many other big Champions League games. Cubarsí, individual mistake, misses the ball. Cancelo, individual mistake, misses the ball. Here, I mean, you can see 3 versus 3. There's clearly one person that should be marking Vitinha or getting out, and that's Robert Lewandowski in this completely open area. Here, another individual mistake from FC Barcelona, and I've no clue how Ter Stegen did not manage to save the shot. I mean, he knew Vitinha was going to take a shot. He knew where the shot was going. Another individual mistake here. And then your manager getting a red card. Obviously, that's going to impact the morale of the team very negatively. Stupid decision here by Xavi Hernandez, just not being able to control his emotion, and you're the leader of this team. And then right here, I mean, Dembele is far away from the goal. This is not an attacking offensive advantage. It's just another individual mistake from Cancelo. You could say maybe the red card led to the head loss of many Barca players, but that just shows the weak mentality at Barca in that season. Obviously, the mentality at Barca has improved, and Barca is a completely different team now under Hansi Flick. I like honesty. I don't like lies. If we had lost to Barca or had lost to any other team, I accept it. Because that's the best way to move on. It's, to give a little bit of props to your opposition, not too much, especially in the heated moment. You're not happy at all. But excusing the entire defeat on one Araujo mistake, I mean, it's just hilarious. And the second thing is, I mean, Araujo is still at Barca. Araujo could be starting against Paris Saint Germain in this league. And just imagine how Araujo feels. He was like one of the best centre-backs in the world. He was one of Barca's best player, Barca's best centre-back. He made this mistake, and Barcelona made a full-on hate campaign towards him, which completely cooked Araujo mentality-wise. Why do that to your player? And I think he was potentially the captain of the game as well. So it was very sad from PSG's perspective, from Araujo's perspective, that Barca, their fans, it was Araujo's fault we went out. It wasn't us battling. It wasn't Cancelo making a couple of mistakes. It wasn't Kubarsi. It wasn't Ter Stegen. It wasn't Pedri having stinker, De Jong having... No. Let's just defend everyone. Let's put it all on Araujo. It was all his fault. Another thing I want to talk about. Back in the 2014-15 season, Paris Saint Germain went to the bridge. Stamford Bridge versus Chelsea. We had drawn 1-1 at the Parc. We went there. Zlatan Ibrahimovic got a red card. It was not a red card, but he got a red card maybe in the 60th minute, which was really tough for us. Away at Stamford Bridge, 10 men down without our best player in Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But what did Paris Saint Germain do? We suffered and survived. Why? Because we had the mentality. Chelsea scored through Cahill, I believe, 86th minute. David Luiz scores in the 90-plus minute. And then Hazard scores a penalty in the 114th minute. From a Thiago Silva handball mistake, Thiago Silva scores the goal. So this entire notion that Ronald Araujo costed his team for them to lose 4-1, conceding 4 goals, was all Araujo's fault. Araujo actually stopped a goal, or at least a potential goal, when he got the red card. That's why Araujo made that decision, because Barcelona were up 4-2. He was like, I can't let Barcola have this opportunity. It would be very bad for us to concede. And I disagree with Araujo. I don't think he should have gone into the challenge. I think he would have tried to be as close as possible. The thing is, you don't want to be too close, because when the legs entangle with each other, one small contact, especially with both sprinting as well. So maybe, Araujo should have been more cautious, should have been more careful, should have tried to think, but everything happens quickly in football. So now we're going through all the narratives from the Barca fans going into this game. Let's go through them once again. Barca dominated before the Araujo red card. Complete lie. Araujo didn't deserve the red card, because a lot of Barca fans, I don't hear it anymore, because of the hate campaign they made towards Araujo. It's true. Their opinion around this is really strong now. No, it was a clear penalty, obviously. Even though Araujo in the beginning was like, no, it was Kubarsi, it lost man. No, it was shoulder to shoulder. Araujo's red card was a lucky mistake for PSG. That's one we hear quite often till this day. And as we saw by the Luis Enrique video, as we're seeing by the pictures right here, this was a tactical masterclass by Luis Enrique. It will be very interesting if Luis Enrique tries to do that again. Obviously, Barcelona's centre-back partnership going into the game is not confirmed yet. They've been playing with Eder Garcia, Kubarsi, Christensen, and Araujo, but they did play Kubarsi Araujo in the Newcastle game. So I'm predicting Araujo to start the game. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. From Araujo's perspective, coming up against PSG, coming up against Bradley Barcola once again. And then obviously we have the individual mistakes throughout the game. And these are just some of the pictures. There are obviously many more. And as I mentioned, about every single player that played this game I can't remember a single good performance. Like even Rafinha scored that goal, didn't do anything apart from that. Barca even had like 2-3 chances they could have done something from. Lewandowski had a good chance, 2 good chances I think. İlkay Gundogan had one, maybe even Joao Felix had a good one. But the simple explanation, why did FC Barcelona lose 4-1 against Paris Saint Germain? Because FC Barcelona, quality talent-wise, were not better than Paris Saint Germain in the game. In both games, 180 minutes. The first game, I mean, they went to the Parc des Princes, sat back. I've never seen an FC Barcelona, especially under Xavi, sitting back at an away stadium. But they did that because Xavi felt the quality of PSG was too strong. And that's exactly what happened in the second leg. It was just mistake after mistake after mistake. Basically, all the first 3 goals, the fourth goal, which I haven't showed, it was just a quick counterattack towards the end of the game. Nothing that much, even though it was another individual mistake from Jules Koundé, just giving the ball to Mbappe. FC Barcelona lost this game because they didn't have the right mentality. It's that simple. And that's the thing, you know, that's why there were a lot of Barca fans cautious going into that second leg versus Inter, because they know about the mentality of FC Barcelona in the Champions League. Obviously, it has improved a lot. Last season on the flick, they reached a semi, conceded a sloppy goal towards the end versus Inter and all of that, but the mentality was a huge improvement from here. Obviously, they did concede 3 goals versus Dortmund in that second leg. Could have been a potential remontada there from Dortmund, but the mentality has been improved. But that's why they lost the game. They could not control themselves. They got an early lead. They were 4-2 up, like 10, 12 minutes in, and they couldn't control the game. Xavi getting a red card, Araujo getting a red card, everyone basically having a stinker, and heavy individual mistakes for all the goals that Paris Saint Germain scored. Plus, Barca had good opportunities that they did not take. So the question, did Araujo cost FC Barcelona the tie versus Paris Saint Germain in the second leg? Is absolutely incorrect. And one thing I also want to back Araujo about is the first game he had a masterclass against Paris Saint Germain, both him and Jules Koundé on that right hand side. But no Barca fan wants to mention that. They only want to mention this and put it all on Araujo, because then they will defend everybody else, including, you know, the media boy Yamal. I mean, Yamal was subbed out. I'm not going to say anything about Yamal, but maybe Pedri. Pedri had a complete stinker in this game. Maybe the only surprising one, especially because he had a cheeky entry at the Parc des Princes with that assist to Rafinha. But that finishes it off for the video. I hope I don't have to hear this. Obviously, now coming into the game, whenever anyone brings up this game, you'll hear Barca fans, oh no, red card Araujo. Just show them this video. We completely exposed that narrative. I don't want to hear it again. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Honesty takes you very far in life. So if you're just honest, we lost. It is what it is. PSG were better. Move on to the next season. It's that simple. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. That's been it from boy PSG. And as usual, allez Paris.